grazed around. We all threw one back in a toast to how it all ends. No matter the names, we're all in this game, caught up with no way to win. She's out there dancing a sad country song, holding pocket aces and queens. Well, Luke, he just grins, reminds me again to fold when I ain't got the means. She's a long gone, sad song, broken down hearted, alone in the dark of this barroom, closing down soon. It's the only place I wanna be. Mr. Bartender, let's have one more round for the ghosts of the gospel and me. John grabbed his pack, shook a smoke out, lit up and offered to share. The rest of them passed, but I took his last one. He swore to me he didn't care. She's probably home, slipping on something soft he's never seen. Well, Mike grabs the bar rail to steady up himself, tells me to let it all be. She's a long gone, sad song, broken down hearted, alone in the dark of this barroom, closing down soon. It's the only place I wanna be. Mr. Bartender, let's have one more round for the ghosts of the gospel and me. She's a long gone, sad song, broken down heart, alone in the dark of this barroom, closing down soon. It's the only place I wanna be. Mr. Bartender, let's have one more round for the ghosts of the gospel and me. Mr. Bartender, let's have one more round for the ghosts of the gospel and me.
It's no ghost, it's the real thing. Live in studio. Matt Woods, great stuff, man. Ghosts of the Gospel, the name of that tune, cut number 4 from the new CD, The Matt Woods Manifesto. One of the things I've noticed just today and working with you in the past and today, one of the things I think that you've improved upon, and you can't help but do it when you play out as much as you do, is your guitar playing. Sounded really, really good. Is that something that's just come about? Have you made a conscious effort? I mean, like I said, when you play as many nights out as you do, you've bound to get better even at playing, right?
I think that's, I think it's just kind of come about, you know.
Confidence?
I spend a lot of time with this thing around my neck, man, and the times I'm not standing up playing, you know, I tend to be working a lot on booking and trying to manage whatever it is I'm trying to do here, you know.
The business
I do pretty much everything myself, you know, from my laptop and and hotel rooms and my living room floor and all that. So
the DIY approach.
Yeah.
You got to love it. More power to you. Well, you're doing a great job of it, man. What are some of the other markets outside of Knoxville that you just love hitting? You know, when you hit, there's going to be a party waiting on you, and folks have really warmed up to it, and really you look forward to you hitting those markets.
I'll tell you, two of my favorite areas to play. I tend to do a lot of shows down in like Central Florida. There's a pretty cool little scene happening down in like the Tampa Bay and Orlando area of musicians doing what I do. There are a handful of bands doing this kind of stuff based out of there, and then a lot of other bands are touring through that area. So I love going down there. Actually, the guy who's going to play drums with me, who played on part of the record and is coming up for the release party, is in Orlando and was a drummer for a band called Truck Stop Coffee. I did a lot of touring with there for a while.
Yeah.
And one of my other favorite places, man, is up around kind of like what you call the Rust Belt, I guess, like Toledo, Ohio, and Canton, Ohio, and Pittsburgh and all that. Like, those folks really like to
your blue collar crowd,
get into it and have a good party, you know. And
really cool,
and
man.
I love going up there.
Well, congratulations on that success. It's not easy to do, the grind of driving between gigs and you know, not knowing what to expect sometimes when you show up, especially for the first time at venues and all. So it's not the easy life. It's not the life that folks might see on MTV. And, you know, it's hard work. It's fun once the lights come on and the PA's up, but it's a lot of work to get you there. Well, tell us about this work you've done on this record. It's a great new record. It's called the Matt Woods Manifesto. And you can go online now. You got, is it one more day? Or
actually, the pre-order phase ended last night at midnight.
Okay.
So, but it will be available on my website and at Disc Exchange and everything like that on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, the 19th.
19th, okay.
And you can order it, like I said, you can order it straight from the website if you want, or you can hop on down to the Disc Exchange and pick yourself up.
Or you can just come to Patrick Sullivan's the 23rd.
That's
I'm
right.
sure
I'll have plenty of them on hand.
Absolutely. And start your Christmas shopping a little bit early.
Yeah.
You worked with, and again, you know, being in a market like Knoxville, you know, anywhere you turn, it seems like you almost sneeze and here's a musician. And not just a musician, but a good one. And a good person, a good friend even. And you sure collected some of these to help you out on this record. Tell folks who all you've got that helped you on this new record, the Matt Woods Manifesto, and then who else is going to be there a week from this Saturday, Patrick Sullivan's, to jump in on the fun and play a little.
Well, everybody playing at Patrick Sullivan's recorded at least a little bit on the album, and that includes Tim Lee. He's going to be there playing guitar. He lent his guitar work to several of the tracks. Brock Henderson on pedal steel guitar. He's on there, as you guys, you know, as you could hear on that Port St. Lucie song.
Oh, yeah.
And Greg Horn's going to be there with a little fiddle and mandolin. And Grant Hauser, who was the bass player for Plan A and my longtime cohort, is on the bass guitar. And he worked real close with me, putting the music together and getting everything worked out in the studio. Like I said, our drummer, his name's Larry Fulford. He played drums with Truck Stop Coffee, and he's coming up from Orlando just to do the show and hang out with us. And the banjo picker, he's coming in. Some of the guys from the band called the Back Row Baptists out of Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah. They worked a lot on the record. Like Jay Taylor played a little banjo, and a chick named Sue Knuckles came in and did the fiddle work on the album. Ooh. So, man, there were a ton of people. All the Magpie Boys played. Well, almost all the Magpie Boys played. Denny Myers played on the record. Dave DeWitt. We recorded at Shed 55 Studios, which is Dave's studio. He lent his drumming ability to some of the record, man. It was a blast.
It's good to have friends who can play, isn't it?
Yeah, LeBron Lazenby shows up on one of the tunes in there, man.
He's a monster.
He is a monster.
Well, it's great stuff, and pretty much performing with you at Patrick Sullivan's that night. Tim, Brock, Greg, Grant.
Yeah.
Those guys all going to be here, and then the drummer you said coming up as well.
Drummer and banjo picker coming in from out of state.
Very cool. So, you got to be excited.
There'll be a lot of us on that stage, man.
Yeah, there will, but you don't get the opportunity, I guess, to perform with that outfit much. You've got to be fired up about this.
Yeah, man, I am. It'll be the first show I've played with a band behind me, and I can't even remember.
A lot of years.
At least over a year since I've had anybody, really, you know, and that was a 3-piece I did maybe a year and a half ago. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
You've raised the bar with this one, buddy. Good luck with it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great show again. It's 23rd. Saturday night, April 23rd at Patrick Sullivan's big CD release party for the Matt Woods Manifesto. One other thing real quick, then we'll get you to do one more tune. Dixie Ghost opening up.
Yeah.
What are they all about? Tell us about those guys.
Those guys are real cool, man. I first heard them from the Locals Only program. They sent in a CD and we were spinning some of their stuff. They're a young group of guys doing sort of an alt country kind of thing. They got some fantastic harmonies, some real catchy tunes, man. And we've talked about trying to get a show together for a while and just been missing each other. And I finally played with them back in March at the Long Branch. And asked them that night, I'm like, you guys sound great. You should come down and do the CD release, and they agreed. So
cool.
Yeah,
that's going to be a good night. Again, that is Saturday, April 23rd. Patrick Sullivan's in the Old City. Matt Woods, the real Matt Woods. That's
right.
So if you are online, and Matt does take advantage of this whole social networking thing and internet, please Google the real Matt Woods.
That's right.
It's therealmattwoods.com. I guess is the website.
Yep.
The new CD is called the Matt Woods Manifesto, and again, Dixie Ghost, along with Matt and guests, going to be performing Saturday night, April 23rd at Patrick Sullivan's. Going to be a big, big night, big fun, a lot of fun, and this new CD will be available, and it is a fine pickup. I do recommend you do so. Right now, though, I'm going to recommend you to play one more, man. Can
All
you do
right,
that
man,
for
I'll be
us?
glad
What you going to do?
This is a little tune about being on the road. This is a song called Days of Walking.
Right on.
I put these boots on every single morning of every single day I'm in this world. Sometimes a little slower, maybe from the night before. First step to help me make it to the door. Next thing I know, we're bearing down somewhere outside of Memphis. All the windows down, we're Georgia bound. The heads are empty, our eyes are red, and the money's in the tank. Sometimes it goes down that way. These boots have tapped a Willie on the radio at 10,000 different points along the way. These boots have felt the pedal down, flying down the road. Yeah, sometimes everything still looks the same. Sitting in a bar or in the van or in this hotel room, thinking I'll get home before too long. Every time I do, I'm always itching just to turn around, get back on that road and out of town. Well, the boys all had a blast in New York City. Next time we'll stop in Philly on the way. I want you to know I'm thinking about you, thinking about you every day. Every day. These boots have seen so many days of walking. They still walk from town to town beneath you. These concrete city streets have nearly worn down all the soul. It's just one more thing to make a man feel. These boots have seen so many days of walking. It's just one more thing to make a man feel blue.
There it is, the leadoff cut to the Matt Woods Manifesto called Days of Walking, live in studio. You'll hear it a little differently on the CD, but you heard it live right here on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. Our guest today, Mr. Matt Woods. Continued success, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
You got it. No
Appreciate
problem.
it,
Matt Woods live on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV, The Rock Unplugged.